You're listening to Voices from the Hall, a podcast dedicated to keeping our membership informed, engaged, and connected. Here, we bring real conversations about the local's business, member concerns, and the future we're building together. Let's get into it.
All right, here we go. Podcast number 2. For those of you that are new to our feed, we are basically just doing a podcast to try and inform the members of what's going on. It's pretty low key, pretty easy format, nothing super serious. We just want to connect with the membership, give you an idea of what's happening in the union, and give you an opportunity to ask questions. So at the end of this, there will be a link where you can submit questions for next week's podcast, and we will hopefully answer them if they're appropriate for the podcast. If they're not, we'll probably give you a phone call or come visit you at the job site. So anyhow, before we get rolling in this, I just wanted to let you know what to expect. We're not professional actors. I haven't even played a doctor on TV, so uh, don't expect anything but a couple of sheet metal workers to have some conversation. Speaking of which, I brought one of my teammates in here. I'd like to introduce you to Bryson. Bryson, so how long you been in the trade?
I've been in the trade for about 8 years now, mostly doing architectural.
Right on. So, what made you decide to take this path?
Taking the organizer path. Well, so the union's been really good to my family for a long time, long time, like since the 80s, I think. So I wanted to give back any way I could, and I have a strong passion for helping the membership out, helping our local as a whole. So when the spot opened up, I was like, put my name in the hat and said, please, I'm ready. I want to do this. I think I can bring a lot to the table.
So, how long have you been in this position?
In this position, I have since last July, so coming up on a year.
Right on, coming up on a year. So, have you learned anything?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's it's very different when you're on the inside, I guess, when you get to see how things work and you get to see all the moving pieces. It's really eye opening.
Well, and as an organizer, your job is going to change drastically depending on what our workload is, what our unemployment is. I mean, right now, you guys are out doing compliance, you guys are out doing top downs. Bottom ups don't really work when we don't have somewhere to put people, if we can't really bring them in as members with the unemployment list where it's at. So, we're focusing more on the compliance side of things, making sure that the bad faith employers are being pointed out, if you will.
Yep.
You guys are keeping Jenny busy
Oh yeah.
with complaints to L&I, so um, yeah, that's good. Well, with there are some projects that are starting to break, and I can tell you with all the wins that we've had with the market recovery funds, that's going to start to materialize in the next probably 3 to 4 months. You're going to see those jobs coming out of the ground and see our guys getting to work on those projects. So it's a slower process, but it's something that we're definitely working on. And trust me, we are trying to get the members every bit of work we can do between the market recovery and also trying to chase new markets where our contractors aren't bidding. So, as far as contract updates, we've only got a couple of production shops that are going right now, and I'm not sure where Cal is at. I believe he's got him and Joe are working on some metal trade stuff for the shipyards. And then the Gensco contract is dialed up. Kevin got that finalized and good to go. So that's a win.
Good work, Kevin.
Nice work for my producer, Kevin. Legislative updates. So we're done with session. Devin and Sam and Wayne and I were back in DC for a week or so. We spent a couple of long days up on Capitol Hill talking to our members of Congress up there from our state. We had some really good meetings. We had two that weren't so great. Um, I We had one that we had to meet with their staff because they were in a meeting and the staff member just wasn't qualified to do the interview, so it didn't go very well. And then we had another rep who I'm not going to say his name, but I wasn't impressed. He did make sure that we got a picture with him, though. But other than that, the conversation wasn't good. But the other meetings were all very productive. We felt heard and actually had some good conversation where we had some things brought to our attention that we didn't realize were happening. So some of the projects that have been canceled by this administration are they're coming back to life because of lawsuits that are happening. Unfortunately, none of them really in our state. However, the hydrogen hub that got canceled down in Chehalis, Centralia, there might be a breath of life for it. It's not going to be as big of a project, but there's conversation being had about it. So hopefully something happens there. Trust me, we've got our ear to the ground on that stuff, and we're already looking at what we have to battle for and against in the next session. So our lobbyist Amanda's been keeping us pretty informed on what's coming up. So let's see, safety reminders. You're on the job all the time.
Sir.
You got any good safety reminders coming into summer that you can maybe want to talk about?
Make sure you hydrate. Make sure you're always tied off when you're on your leading edge. Hydration is going to be huge.
Yep.
It's supposed to be hot this summer.
Well, and sunscreen.
Yes, sunscreen.
Right. So especially if you're working architectural, sunscreen's important. I learned that if you're soldering stainless gutters and your face is not in the sun, but you're being reflected, you're getting the reflection out of the gutters. That does quite a bit of damage. I learned that early on in my career. So yeah, sunscreen's kind of important. Other than that, please, yes, just be safe. Make sure you're practicing proper safety, proper tie off, and keep an eye on the people that aren't quite as educated, and make sure that you are watching out for them too. Let's see, team updates. Well, we haven't had any real leadership changes lately. Luckily, it did seem like we were the farm team for the international for a while. We do have in the regional council, we do have Colby Hansen, who's going to be moving up to an international organizer position. So that means that they're going to be looking for a new manager for 55 here pretty quick. So, but as far as 66, we're pretty well intact, and the team, as we're young, but we're building together. We're working on things, and this I couldn't be more proud of our team and the way things are clicking. So the biggest update I can tell you is this team rocks, and they are definitely working for the member. So
I'd say we're just getting rolling.
well, yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that statement.
We just started.
So upcoming events, we've got. Unfortunately, someone was misinformed and talking on social media saying that we weren't having Wild Waves this year.
Right.
That's wrong. We are having Wild Waves this year. It will be August 1st. This will be the last Wild Waves because they are closing, but we will be doing our last Wild Waves party on August 1st.
Same deal. $15 comes with the towel. Comes with lunch. Nothing's changed about it.
Perfect. And then we've also got the Rainiers game coming September 13th. That's a lot of fun on the party deck. We had a really good time there last year. I will make sure I'm there again this year. It's a fun event. Like I say, they got a big party deck. They've got burgers, hot dogs, food, drinks, all the good stuff, along with a really cool place to watch a baseball game. So that's a fun one. We just finished up the golf tournament. I'm sure there was lots of cheating going on there. I wasn't there. My thing with golf is if I'm going to chase something around a green field, I'm going to kill it. So golf isn't my thing, but I understand a lot of people enjoy it. And I hope they all had a fun time out there. It sounded like it was a good event. So this would be the point where we would focus on the question and answer stuff from the membership. So I'm going to ask you, Bryson, have there been any questions, common questions that any of the members have been asking you lately with this current job climate we've got?
The biggest one is just when's work going to pick up? Who's getting jobs? What's going on with that?
Yeah. Well, and yeah, we've got a lot of people off, so they're going to be asking those questions.
I've actually had a lot of retirees getting a hold of me, or I shouldn't say retirees, people that are interested in retirement getting a hold of me.
Okay.
So that's still anytime you want to, if you're thinking about that, contact a rep, and we can walk you through the paperwork.
Well, and if you're thinking about retiring, you better be thinking 6 months ahead of time to start the process, because it's not a pen hits paper, you're done thing. There's a lot to that process. So get a hold of your rep. We've got a lot of resources. Basically, we have a folder that we give you to get the process started, and then we'll help walk you through it and make it happen. So that is a good one. So one thing I can stress is you're not working, then I would hope you're looking at taking advantage of the continuing ed classes and focusing on your weaknesses. If there's things you don't know about the trade or don't feel comfortable, you can't take a job call because of some reason, address that. If you need weld certs, come in and practice. Work on getting your weld certs. If you need to learn AutoCAD or Revit, there's classes for that. If you just plain need help with layout or field measuring, we've got a open shop class both in Everett and DuPont. So take advantage of the continuing ed classes. They definitely don't get utilized as much as they should. So I'll get off my soapbox on that though. Do you have anything you want to add to this? Any comments or questions that you'd like to let the membership know about?
I guess so one of Brian's big things, Brian Johnson, he's the director of organizing. One of his big things is we organize hours for our members or members for our hours. And with the unemployment so high right now, like you said, we've definitely been focusing on organizing hours for our members. The avenues we take with that are the prevailing wage complaints and a lot of different things like that that we can do to help scoop up any jobs we can and start funneling stuff to our membership.
Perfectly said. Yep. We are very concerned with the unemployment numbers and doing everything we can on that in all aspects. You know, legislatively, we're up there asking for things. We're looking at grants. We're looking at other things we can do. We're also looking at legislation to make work conditions better. We're looking at project labor agreements and community workforce agreements, trying to implement those wherever we can because they are better for our membership, better for apprenticeship utilization. So that's another big thing that we drill down on. But for yourselves, the biggest thing you can do is keep training, keep improving your skills, and that being said, if you are in a pinch and things are getting really tight, there is a lot of work out of state right now, and I can tell you that we're trying to help out the other locals in our regional council. We now have a job bank call within the council, so the 5 locals all can communicate on where they need workers. We've got work in Alaska, a bunch of work in Boise, some other work in Montana, Eastern Oregon, and there's going to be some work in Eastern Washington also. So, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of work, but if you are looking to do whatever it takes and you are willing to travel, get a hold of us. We do have that Northwest Regional Council job bank rolling now, so we can help point you in the right direction and hopefully at least get some funds and coming in and some medical being covered and hopefully continue paying into that retirement also. So there's potential options if you're willing to travel. So get a hold of our team if you're willing. Give us a ring. We'll try and point you in the right direction. So, like I say, this would have been the question and answer, and I hope to see some of these questions from the membership coming in the future, so that we can address more of that. But I would like to just reinforce thank you for hanging out with us. I'm sorry if this wasn't a professional broadcast that you may have expected, but this is a couple of sheet metal workers just talking about what we're doing and what's going on. And that's really what I want it to do is inform the membership. So, Bryson, I thank you for coming in.
Of course, thank
You
you.
will probably be back again because I want to rotate all of our team members through so the membership gets to know all of you, gets kind of a little backstory, and then also so they recognize you when you're out on the job site doing what you got to do. Right?
Absolutely.
So thank you for joining. We're out.
Thank you for listening to Voices from the Hall. Join us next time when we sit down with another 66 rep and discuss what's going on in the local. Please visit the smw66.org contact page to submit questions or spotlight nominations.